We pay $800 a month for this car that I'm sitting in. And that is not the flex that you think it is. It is draining us. It is taking things away from my children. It is making it to where we cannot afford a house. So how did we get here? We bought this car used a couple of years ago, and we currently owe double than what it's worth. We had to take a personal loan out last November to afford to buy our kids Christmas.
What? The level of irresponsibility is crazy. So you got a $21,000 loan. You pay $800 a month. What is the interest rates and what is the terms of this loan?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So $800 a month on a car that's not even worth what we're paying on. And I understand that's how personal loans work, but it's a really big financial issue in our family right now. So for the next couple of weeks, I am going to be posting every day, trying to grow, trying to get into the creator fund so that I can afford to pay off our car.
So wait a minute. Your goal is to get into the creator fund. So y'all not focused on financial literacy. You're not focused on being a better steward of your resources. You're not focused on getting a better job. You're not focused on hustling and getting gig work so that you can pay off the loan and then you can reduce the amount that you're paying in interest. Your goal is basically to just randomly post on TikTok on a regular basis. And that's the way that you plan on getting out of debt. In which it doesn't mean that you don't wind up back in debt because you certainly did not solve for the problem. You did not make the adjustment. You did not have a better perspective on what financial literacy is. She's not talking about the interest rate on the loan. She's not talking about the terms of the loan. She's not talking about if she's going to pay the principal down. They're not talking about any of that stuff. And I'll tell you the honest to God truth. I don't believe that it's just the car. If you had to take out a loan, a personal loan, which is another stupid financial mistake, if you had to take out a personal loan to buy your children Christmas gifts, that's crazy. That is absolutely asinine and that's insane. The level of craziness is out of control.
And I will put the loan amount up and each day on what I owe. So if y'all would like to be along for the journey, please feel free to follow me. I am an engaging bestie. I do follow people back. I do engage with their videos.
So this is the way that people are basically begging for money on TikTok and social media platforms, which is one of the reasons I decided that I'm not going to post on Instagram anymore until they actually start monetizing because I got roughly 100,000 followers and I get crazy engagement on the videos and it doesn't benefit. I've also determined that I'm strongly considering not posting on TikTok because it's not as lucrative as I anticipated it would. And maybe I'm just spoiled because my long form content is much more awesome and profitable. And I'm going to talk about this inside of the Patreon on the next live stream. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I do post on X. I think that X is an awesome and an excellent platform to continue to monetize on. But they're not actually trying to create relevant content or they're not doing it for the authentic reasons. They're doing it to basically subsidize bad decisions and bad financial literacy. And instead of making a smarter decision and they're deciding that, okay, I'm going to knit. I'm going to knit. You know, I guess way before this whole social media content and craze kind of came about or whatever, people used to hustle. You had to go and get a second job, you had to go and get a third job. And the benefits of getting that job wasn't just the fact that you were going to make extra money. It was you realize how bad of a financial situation and a self-inflicted wound that you made, that you never wanted to find yourself in that same situation again once you got out of it. Once whatever it was that you got that job for, a lot of people would get another job so that they can save for something that was meaningful. But then they realize that how hard they work, it actually, is important for you to start making smarter decisions so that you don't find yourself, raising up your standard of living to whatever it is that you make. But people are literally trying to finesse their way into solving for their issues, and this is why they're so upset at the idea. They were, man, before Trump became and allowed for TikTok to be able to jump back on the internet, people were distraught. They were brokenhearted, the whole 9 yards. They were seriously brokenhearted, and it was largely because they couldn't beg for money. They couldn't ask for people to watch their videos long enough for at least a minute so that they can start to monetize from it. And people have real life issues. I have seen several different videos of people hinting around at the idea that they broke. I just got done watching a video of a woman that said that she had 6 kids and they were basically homeless by choice, and that they were budgeting their ass off so that they wouldn't have to actually do anything productive in society that would allow for them to actually put a physical roof over their children's heads. People are willing to throw their kids under the bus. They're willing to mess up their own financial situation. The woman also had 3 dogs. Tell me if you've seen this video. Let me know inside of the comments. I see a lot of women complaining about the fact that they got to get kicked off of welfare. I see some women saying that they had to pay back $35,000 off of social services because they lied. I see so much stuff. All of the finessing in the front, and it seems like it's coming from women, honest to God. I see women talking about how they getting laid off and they can't pay their bills, how they ready to give up their house, all of the things that men traditionally do well, or men work their ass off in order to get to. These are the things that women are complaining about, and basically they running in the victim Olympics and they can't be responsible or take accountability for the fact that they're making bad decisions. This woman said that she is paying $800 a month for a used car. If it's not something like super exotic that gain, value over time or something like that, and even in this situation, obviously they can't afford it, man, get the heck up out of there. What is y'all doing? Man, people need to pay off their stuff and just ride it until it goes into the ground. Or never put yourself in this situation in the first place. And then once you make a smarter financial decision, listen to what I'm saying. Once you start making smarter financial decisions, then go and get you a cheap car. $3,000-$4,000 car. Go and save up, buy you a car. If you want something better than that, then keep saving and then sell that one and then trade it in. But people need to start living within their means. That's really what it is. It has nothing to do with the creator program. It has nothing to do with monetizing over content. It has everything to do with making smart financial decisions. And even if they do start making money, it's not going to change their ways. They're just going to start spending more money. That's historically what people do. Anyways, let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.